This is the Ferrari FXX K EVO, one of the fastest and most technologically advanced cars ever built, and it's come to rFactor 2. Today I'm going to review it and give it the first ever mic score. So before we get fully into the review, guys, I just want to talk to you a little bit about what this car actually is. So I mentioned off the top that it was the FXX K EVO. So the EVO is actually an aerodynamic package primarily for this car. Most of us are familiar with the Ferrari FXX K, but what some of you might not know is the FXX K is actually based off the LaFerrari, so it's not immediately evident, but this is a continuation of the LaFerrari. As if the LaFerrari weren't enough, they made the FXX K, which added a whole bunch of aerodynamic trim and things like that, and basically made the LaFerrari unrecognizable. And then they made the EVO, which is the FXX K with even more aero. So instead of that rear wing that most of us were kind of dumbfounded by, with the two big pillars and the little horizontal flaps coming off it, and then the spoiler comes up to meet that. This actually has a fixed rear wing, and the spoiler is still there, but total it has about 23% more downforce than the original FXX-K and is about 90 kilograms lighter. So they added more carbon fiber, and as if the FXX-K weren't extreme enough, they somehow made this car more extreme. So this has been brought to us by RSTR Mods, and it's got some visual basis from the Assetto Corsa version of the FXX-K, and the sounds are also borrowed, but it's been combined with some video footage clips and tuned and things like that, and the result is a really fantastic car. I've been driving this car a lot lately. You guys might have seen this in my Road Cars of rFactor 2 video that I put out I guess about a week ago, and have been really impressed with it. I've spent a lot of time with this thing, and it's just a really fun car to drive. It's pretty awesome, and it comes to you for free from RSTR Mods. So I will link to that channel as well as where to find them. But yeah, just one of the most extreme cars ever built, and like I said, it just seems almost silly that the FXX-K was not extreme enough, but somebody bothered to put an EVO package on it and made it even more extreme. So very excited to have this in rFactor 2. We are going to jump out onto the track very shortly here in VR. We're going to go to Longford 1967, and because it's a good track for testing high speeds and things like that, and take this beast out. So I'm very excited for that. And then at the end, we will give it the first ever mic score, a rating out of 100. Based on what I think of the car, and review it at that time. So let's not waste any more time, guys. Let's jump out to Longford and get this beast on the track. Alright guys, so here we are in the pits here at Longford on board this Ferrari FXX K EVO. You can hear that awesome engine sound. I've got it turned down a bit so you can hear me, but I'll just do a quick stab of the gas and you can hear how this thing sounds. Pretty awesome. It just stays spooled up. Pretty remarkable. We are getting the go ahead, so we will begin one of 2 laps. One last look at the crowd here. Speed limiter off. And no, you cannot do burnouts. The traction control is not selectable. It is stuck on in this thing. You can see how quickly we're coming up to 300 kilometers an hour already. On cold tires, no less. You can see those remarkable brakes. I actually broke a bit too early there. Not really going for time here. Just want to see what we can do for top speed. This is the first of 2 really long straightaways here at Longford. Already surpassing the 300 kilometer an hour mark. Near about 200 miles an hour. Hard on the brakes there. Here is the second of 2 straightaways, and let's see if we can get up near the 330 kilometer an hour mark. Just absolutely insane speed. Interior, you'll notice it borrows elements from the Assetto Corsa version. But also a few other cars. So the wheel, I believe, is incorrect. This looks like a Ferrari GT3 wheel. As well, that analog gauge on the dash, I'm going to say, is not part of this FXX EVO package. Had a little look on the internet, found some interior shots of the EVO, and it has the standard FXX K interior build out for the most part. It does have a custom wheel, but I do believe this is a GT3 wheel. Otherwise, the interior looks pretty darn fantastic. Little bit oversteer there, nothing too bad. All in all, the car feels very settled. Really nice handling. I enjoy the force feedback in this thing. And that sense of speed is just otherworldly. Just barely was able to brake in time there. So easy to get lulled into the feeling that this is actually a race car, and yeah, you know, has race car suspension, race car brakes, allowing you to hit those late braking points. But once again, this is technically a track car, not a race car. Let's see what we got here. And once again, too early with the brakes. Oh boy. There's that oversteer. Oh yeah, rear tire's really hot. Yeah, let's go one more. I'm having a good time. And then we will wrap things up and give this thing the first ever mic score. Caught the grass there a little bit. It's able to catch the car. It is pretty fun right at its limit. Even though we don't have control over those electronic assists, this thing is still a little bit of fun. Actually, it's a lot of fun. Just have to work a little bit harder to find the edge, that's all. And here we go, one last time on the mighty straightaway here at Longford. Gonna try to do a little bit better job of finding my braking point. Off into the grass there slightly. There's that 330 we've been looking for. Still missed it. That's okay. You guys get the point. Really, really fun car here. Now let's look at a replay and give this thing a mic score. Alright guys, so it's time to give this car a mic score. So we'll start off with the visuals. Interior and exterior both look very, very sharp. This is a great looking car in rFactor 2 here. As I said, some of the details I believe are incorrect for the interior as far as the analog gauge and the wheel borrowed from what looks like a GT3 car, so I'm going to score it an 8 out of 10. Sounds, interior is absolutely awesome. It is a great sounding car. Exterior, I do get a slight clipping noise in my headphones. They turned the volume way up to make this thing sound extreme, and it does. It sounds great, but unfortunately I do have just that minor little clipping issue, so I'm going to give it a 9. Drivability, again, very high score. This thing feels really awesome through my wheel. I love driving it. It's a whole lot of fun. Unfortunately, it does feel a bit too tame perhaps for something with 1,000 horsepower. It would be nice to see some sort of toggle or levels of traction control. And I'm going to score that an 8. Fun factor, it's really fun. I can't stop driving this thing. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, once I'm done hot lapping, it'll sort of run its course because there's nothing to really drive this against in rFactor 2 currently. So for fun factor, it gets a 7. Value, this is free. Free with an asterisk, so you will have to go through Facebook currently, but I know RSTR Mods follows my channel, so if we can convince him or them to release this via a file sharing site, that would be really awesome, but I'm still going to score it a 10 because it is free. And finally, innovation, I'm going to give it 1 bonus point for innovation because we have so few road cars in rFactor 2, and it's great to see any, but especially this, something so extreme, and I don't know that the FXX K EVO has been recreated in any other sim, so I'm going to give it a bonus point. Total that all up, this gets a very strong 86. That is an absolutely fantastic score. So that's going to wrap it up, guys. Let's listen to a full volume replay of this beast, and we will see you guys next time.